people go into my store, they can see these fun categories, and it just kind of livens things up, and it shows a little bit about personality too. Maybe I'm not that goofy on this channel, but I have a goofiness in me. It's ridiculous. Post office throws around their packages. It's really a bad thing overall, and it just makes you feel like crap. You don't want to do it. I haven't done it. Hi guys, Happy New Year, Happy 2024. I hope you guys had a good Happy New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and your 2024 is going well so far. Thought I would sit in the living room today. I just put this bookshelf up recently. We got all our Christmas stuff torn down, and now we're almost back to normal in our living room now. So I've always loved to have bookcases. There's something about them. They just make your home more homey. And I got this one at the estate sale we went to a couple months ago in Pendleton. I've talked about that place before. It was in a building that was being sold, and they had 3 bookcases, and they were like $5 each, and so we grabbed them. 2 of them are in storage. This one we brought into our home, and I filled it with books and photographs, and yeah, I just love it. I thought for this video, I would talk a little bit about my 2024, what I'm looking forward to, what I'm doing, what maybe want to change with my eBay business, or what I want to keep the same, or things just in my life that I'm wanting to change. Hopefully you guys find this interesting. One of the things I will mention is that I changed my eBay store categories. I have them, okay, when I first started my store, well, I've been selling on eBay 21 years. So I got a store right away, a basic store, and I've never upgraded it. I've just kept it the same. It's not too bad the monthly fee, and I just never felt the need to upgrade it to the next store, because at the end of the month, I do have some listings where they're charging 25 cents a listings. But that's really minimal. It's just for like maybe 2 or 3 days I have to pay that, and then it's back to my 1,000 free listings. So pick the store that fits you guys. And I do recommend a store if you're just starting out. You don't have to have a store, but stores are great because they feature your items. You could put a feature page. People could see, what you're selling, what you're featuring. You could put, upload, like I make mine in Canva. It's like a little meme, and it shows, like I'm featuring sporting goods right now. It's like save on sporting goods, and I put the little meme up there, and they click on that, and it goes to my sporting goods section. But I've done tops, I've done home decor. I just change it every once in a while. And so it's nice that you have this storefront page where people can not only see your listings, but they scroll down and see all the other things you have for sale, which you're featuring. You can even put a video on there. I don't have one. But another great perk about a store is you can put sales, run sales. Those are very important. I run sales constantly. I have them running a week. I end them and I start up a new one. And I also do coupons. And I don't think you could do coupons without a store. So stores are not that much. The basic store, I'll put on the screen how much it is. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's not that much money, and it's so worth it. Some people say when you're starting out you don't need a store, but I really recommend a store. It's not that much money, and you will get that money back with sales by the perks from the store. My cat's just running around like a crazy cat. Okay, so I decided to change my categories. First when I opened my store, I had these crazy categories, and people kind of liked them, but then I did away with that, and I just did the same. Okay, I'll explain. You can have, there's eBay categories. Whenever you list something, you have to put that item in an eBay category. And then if you have a store, you can have your own store category, and you can call that whatever you want. Well, I just called it whatever eBay category was. And I'm like, that's boring and it's way too many categories. So my goofy personality, I took all the major categories and I'm listing and I just named them something like panting for pants and jumping for jackets and just cute stuff. Make your house a home. When I get on my computer, I'll be able to look up more, but just kind of made them cute and fun. So then when people go into my store, they can see these fun categories, and it just kind of livens things up, and it shows a little bit about personality too. Maybe I'm not that goofy on this channel, but I have a goofiness in me, and that is definitely shown with these categories. So when you start a store, you're going to have to decide what categories. Obviously, that will depend what you're selling. You'll have to pick the category or categories that you want to sell, and then you will have to put them in your store. Title it whatever you want, whatever is applicable, and whatever you want to call that category. So when somebody goes to your store, oh, I'd like to have a hoodie, click on this. I think my hoodie category is sweat the good stuff. I know it's kind of vague, but it's okay because there's a specific eBay category. I can make my categories a little more vague and just fun. Maybe someone will go to my storefront and just say, hey, this girl's fun. She's got these fun categories. I don't know. I don't know if it would help with my sales. It's just something I wanted to do. So I am in the process of changing my categories. That is one of the things I'm doing. In 2024, I would also like to be more specific and intentional of what I sell. In the past, I've sold too many things that are purchased, too many things that didn't sell for much, or I had to redonate it because even though I looked it up, maybe I missed something. It was all free shipping, or it was just new items that were selling high. And then when I go to list, I don't list anything typically lower than $8 to $10. It's just not worth my time. So if it's gonna be a $5, $2 sale, I'm just gonna redonate it. Or maybe I thought it was worth $40 and it's worth $20 or something. I'm just gonna be more intentional and purposeful when I'm out thrifting or yard selling or wherever I go to source. I'm just gonna be not picking up every little item that I see and going, oh, I could make $10 on that. No, I'd like to make at least $20 on the items I'm picking up. So it's hard because you'll see an item and that's going to sell for like $10 because you sold it before and there's a market for it. But really, do you want to waste your time and money for that $10 profit, or would you rather have a $20 and up profit? So I'm going to be more intentional when I'm going out thrifting or sourcing and just getting the $20 profit items and up, leaving the little stuff by the wayside. It's easier said than done. I mean, it's really hard when you're out thrifting and you really want to get the item, it's going to sell, but I got to say, whoa, Cindy, just take a minute and just think about it and realize that that's just going to clutter up your basement where I keep my inventory, and it's just not going to bring the high dollar that I want. So I want to get more high dollar items. I know that goes without saying, everybody wants that, but I'm going to try and thrift more often at thrift places where I know it's going to be more high dollar items. I mean, I do sell $100, $200 items, but not that often. And it seems like I've been selling a lot, you guys. My sales have been great because my last sale was 30% off and a $13 coupon. This one is 25% off with a 16% coupon. So, it was a 13% coupon. This was 16% coupon. So people are buying up my stuff, but it's not big money. It's anywhere from, I just sold something for $5. I had the inventory a couple of years and I want to get rid of it. I sent them a $5 offer. They took it. They'd be dumb not to take it. And I thought I was going to get $20. It's a skirt. I thought I was getting $20, but I didn't. I ended up with settling for $5, but I'm getting it out the door and out of my life. So, and I didn't have to redonate it. So I probably lost money. Although I think I only spent $1 on that skirt. So it's okay. But Yeah, so I've been getting a lot of sales, but mostly low dollar. But I have been getting the $20, $30 ones too. So it's been nice. Yeah, I get at least 2 sales a day. And lately it's been more like 5 to 7. So, and I've been listing anywhere from 5 to 10 a day. So I'm happy with the sales. I hope you guys are doing well with the sales. If you have slow sales, it's either because your prices are too high, it's what you're selling, nobody wants it, your keywords are wrong, so nobody can find it, it's in the wrong category, so nobody can find it, or your pictures are bad, you don't have enough pictures, you're not showing the right angles of the item, your description is bad, maybe you have no description, or maybe you're not putting measurements in. Put measurements in. I know some people don't, but I don't like the ruler thing either. I know it saves time, but if I'm looking at a listing and I see a ruler, I'm like, really? But I mean, I get it. Fine. If you use a ruler, fine. I do a different way. I actually type in my measurements in my listing. But you definitely want to do measurements because you're going to get people messaging you, what's the measurement? And I do, okay, for tops or upper garments, I do chest or bust measurement. I do inseam measure. Okay, chest is across here. Inseam is down there. And then I do the length of the garment. And that's the 3 things I do. Every blue moon, I might do a waist measurement. And that's totally fine. Most of the time, I don't get any questions. But the other day, I had a question. It was a dress, and somebody asked for the hip measurement. So I had to get it out of my storage. My basement storage, the bin, take it out of the plastic wrapper, measure it, and give them the measurement. I had a few questions where people, what's the measurement of this? And they were just wanting details. I had 4 or 5 people like that over Christmas. And I would take the time to measure it and get back to them, and they never bought the item. It's frustrating. It could be that it's probably because they found something else, or the measurement I gave them was not what they were looking for. So, I've heard some people just ignore people asking questions, but I always try to answer, and I answer right away. If somebody wants another measurement, fine, I'll do it. It's kind of annoying, or they have a question about a specific thing about something you have listed and you don't have that in the listing. But be specific as possible so you don't have to get questions. Most of the time I don't get questions, but I did get a few returns, but that's to be expected. Probably going to get returns after Christmas. I've had maybe 3 returns. It happens. It happens throughout the year, but Christmas sometimes, they're giving it as a gift. It didn't work or whatever. So that's okay. Returns come with it, come with the biz. Other things I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to be intentional when I'm thrifting. I'm going to just be better at packing up my items for shipping. I have already gotten better. If it's a breakable item, I know I said no breakables, but I still am selling breakables, and I will sell small breakables. I just don't want to do the large ones or medium to large ones. I do bubble wrap, I do packing paper, and I double box it. So I put it in a smaller box and I put it in a bigger box. So I shouldn't have any issues with double boxing, although I think one time I did. It's ridiculous. Post office throws around their packages. I get it though. Anyway, we're not talking about that. So I'm just going to be better at packing my items so they get to the customers pristine, get to them the way that I shipped it to them in the condition. Okay, one thing I'll mention is beware of fraud. It is out there on eBay. I hardly ever run into it. Just be aware, especially if you're a new seller. They like to target the new seller, especially if you're selling high-end things or electronics, that you get a lot of scammers out there. They want you to change the address, send it to a certain address, or change the payment method or something. Don't fall for it. Don't do it. I've never had the case where somebody returns something and it's a different item than what I sold them. I have heard that's happened. Thank God that's never happened to me. But if you do get returns, you guys open up the package, look at it. Don't just blindly send the refund. Just look at the item, and I just refund the cost of the item, not the shipping. So yeah, those are some of the things I'm going to do. And I'm still going to be selling clothing and hard goods because I enjoy selling both of those. And I've shown you guys my basement before. I have clear bins for all my clothes and all my hard goods, and I have them all labeled. I still use Tote Scan. Tote Scan is a lifesaver. Highly recommend it, you guys. You get an eBay and Amazon, really inexpensive, like $15 to $20, and you get the labels. And it has saved my butt many times, where I also, not only do I use Tote Scan, but I also put the SKU in the eBay listing. And there have been times when I didn't put a SKU, or I put the wrong SKU because I moved the item for whatever reason. And I looked at Tote Scan, and it had a different place for it. And I looked at it, and that's where it was. But there have also been times where both Tote Scan and my SKU was wrong. That's not very often. I think it happened maybe once. I'm like, what was I thinking? It was a completely different bin. But, you know, we all have our spacey moments, so it happens. But the great thing about Tote Scan, it is a double check for me. I not only put the SKU in the eBay listing, but I also have my Tote Scan. I take a picture, put the description, and I put the location, and you're covered. I had a frustrating situation on myself like a week or two ago, where I had pulled an item from the basement that sold. Forgot I had done that. It was like over the weekend, and I was looking frantically for it downstairs, and I couldn't find it. So I emailed the buyer, I'm so sorry, I can't find your item. And then I find out that it's upstairs by my computer, but it's like in a basket where I keep all my to be shipped items. Never occurred to me to look in there. And so she's like, yeah, go ahead and cancel it. And then I said, oh, I found it. Here's the new listing. And then, oh, good. I got paid for my Kate Spade tote bag. I sold $18. Thought I was going to get more like 20 to 25, but I'll take the 18. She bought it yesterday, but she just now paid. So awesome. All right. So be careful when you're pulling your items. You know, make sure you know where it is, put it in the SKU, do Tote Scanner, do some kind of inventory system. I've heard there's date-based systems where well, I guess you're filing in a way. You're filing the item in your bin. You're putting in the bin or putting on a garment rack according to the date, meaning like from today's date and back, you know, current date to older date. But whatever works for you, just make sure you have one. It's so, so important. You want to get your customers the packages. eBay does not like when you don't ship their customers and your customers, they're both our customers, their packages. So yeah, I'm just going to get more slow down with what I'm doing. And that includes shipping. When I'm shipping an item, I'm still kind of sometimes getting ahead of myself. You know, I'll get the item that's going to be shipped. I click on ship item. Sometimes I don't look at the package that they requested or the method of payment. So I'll grab something assuming and I put it in a poly mailer, find out it's going in a padded flat rate envelope. I mean, yeah, so got to take it out of the poly and put it in the flat rate. So just going to be more intentional as far as shipping, looking it over, okay, how is this being shipped? Is it a USPS Grand Advantage? In that case, I could use any poly mailer or box that I want. If it's strictly a USPS item, like flat rate, it's got to go in a flat rate box. Or if it's not a flat rate, but it's just a USPS item, it's going to go in a padded poly mailer or a box. So just slowing down and looking at things before I'm just jumping ahead and assuming.
Don't assume nothing, sweetheart.
Because that will save me time. So that's another thing I want to start doing. I would like to make sure everything that I am listing, when I put it up on my wall and I'm taking pictures, making sure I'm checking for all the flaws, or checking for any possible flaws. Is there a hole in the garment? Is there stain? Is there a rip, a tear, whatever. Is there some kind of flaw or defect on this garment? Now, I've done this before. I have missed them sometimes, but this time I'm being more intentional, where I'm really looking it over. I'm looking at, and I do this when I thrift the item too, but I have gotten them home and I missed something. So what you want to look for is, you want to look obviously through on the whole garment, but you want to look under the arms for any holes or stains. You want to look on the cuffs for any fraying. You want to look on the neckline for anything. Those are specific areas, but obviously you want to look on the whole garment. Just carefully study it. Just make sure there are no flaws. And if there's a flaw and it's minor, that's okay. Just list it. Just put that in the description. I've listed things with pilling. You guys know what pilling is, right? I could put the description up there somewhere. And it's a lot of garments come with pilling. If it's minor, it's no big deal. I list it anyway. Sometimes it's just like under the arm, or it's just at the bottom of the garment, and it's no big deal. Now, if it's a lot of overall pilling, I'm not going to list that garment. Well, I wouldn't have purchased it to begin with, but just Sparta, just a little bit of pilling is fine. But you have to make sure you describe that. You put that in your description. You don't want your customer doing opening up a return with eBay saying not as described. You're going to have to pay for the shipping label, which I've done a few times. It's really annoying. I don't get my own shipping label. I just pay for the eBay label. Just make it simple. If it's an item that was not as described, or you have to pay for the label, eBay gives you the option of uploading your own label, meaning you can buy it through pirate ship. Maybe it would be cheaper and I could do that, but I don't want to take the time. Then eBay gives you the option to purchase the label through them. That's what I'm going to do. So then it's all purchased. They take it out of my payouts and it's all good. So again, these are all things that if I perfect these systems, it will save me so much time and money and effort. Okay, so another thing I'm going to be doing is just being more careful when I am picking the item that has sold. If I'm downstairs in my basement and I sold a top or shoes or whatever I sold, just make sure I'm grabbing the right item. Because I have done this where I grab the wrong item and shift it to somebody, and then it's like, oh no, they got the wrong item, and now they're going to have to ship that back to me, and I'm going to have to ship the new item to them. So it's just a waste of money, because you're going to have to refund. You're going to have to pay for the shipping to get back to you. You should do that. You should just give them money through eBay or PayPal. And you're also going to have to pay to ship the item to the correct customer. It's really a bad thing overall, and it just makes you feel like crap. You don't want to do it. I haven't done it in a long time. I've done it a few times. Like I grabbed a jacket or shirt that was like, I had two black ones. They looked very similar, and I just grabbed it and shipped it thinking that was the right one, but it wasn't. So another thing is to be very careful. I'm talking to myself too. When I'm pulling the items that have sold, making sure it's the right one. What's really helped with that is my fairly new system that I instituted in 2023, where I print labels for all my clothing and I put it on the clear plastic bag. I put the clothing item in the clear plastic bag, and then I put a label on there that states what the brand is and what it is. I don't have to say the color, because I can look at the color in the clear plastic bag, and I also put the size. So now, I didn't used to do that, so I just would put a number system in my bins, and yeah, I could look at the numbers, but it's much easier for me just to look at a description and grabbing it, and then I know for sure I can verify it. Yes, that is the Tommy Hilfiger sweater, size XL, women's, whatever that I sold. I can verify it quickly, grab it out of the bin, put it in the poly mailer, and get that sucker shipped. So that's just refine any systems that you have that need to be refining, so that you're not grabbing the wrong items to ship, or you're not looking for an item because you can't find it. It's all about saving time and money and effort. You just want to streamline your business. So these are some of the things I'm going to be working on in 2024 to streamline and just get better at. And let me know about you guys if there's anything you need help with. If you've streamlined anything that's really helped your life, or any of this information will be helpful to you. I really hope it will. I really hope you guys have an awesome 2024. Mine's been good so far. Been very blessed and thankful. Had a great Christmas, saw family. My husband and I just have been enjoying hanging out together. He has a wonderful job that he loves. And we're just very blessed and thankful. And I'm just thankful that I could stay home and do eBay full time. Just very, very thankful I can do that. And I can make these videos and hopefully help you guys. So I love you and appreciate you so much. If you haven't liked or subscribed, I'd appreciate if you did that. If you want to share it, you can. If you want to drop me a comment, tell me what you think of this video. If you have any ideas for future videos or just any ideas in general, please be nice. And I hope you guys have an awesome day and an awesome weekend, and I will talk to you guys next time. See you later. Bye.